Did you know there's a timeline where the Punisher killed every single hero and villain? It all began during a massive alien invasion. The X-Men and the Avengers were already engaged in battle, and Frank Castle was speeding down the highway. The news report said the fight was happening in a public park, the same park where his wife and child were spending the day. By the time Frank arrived, the situation had already been handled. He found Captain America and Daredevil arguing. Daredevil was furious, calling them out for destroying half the park without any care for civilians nearby. Cyclops and Cap tried to justify their actions, but Daredevil pointed to a woman and child who died during the battle. Frank froze. They were his wife and son. Cyclops turned and said, "I'm sorry. We didn't know they were young," but before he could finish, Frank raised his gun and asked, "You're sorry?" Then shot Cyclops straight in the head. He gunned down several other X-Men immediately after. Wolverine lunged at him in rage, slashing Frank with his claws, but before he could strike again, Colossus stopped him. The next day, Frank Castle was visited in jail by attorney Matt Murdock. The trial didn't go well. Heroes were seen as the icons of society. Frank was sentenced to life in prison. Months later, during a prison transport, a disfigured man stopped the convoy and invited Frank to meet some friends. In a hidden base, Frank met survivors who all lost loved ones due to hero and villain conflicts. They offered him resources, weapons, and support. If he agreed to finish the job, they couldn't. Frank didn't hesitate. His first targets, Venom and Spider-Man, fighting in the sewers. Frank electrified the water, paralyzing them. Peter looked up, recognizing him, but before he could speak, Frank shot him and said, "Someone had to be first." Next was the Hulk. Frank waited for Bruce Banner to revert to human form, then killed him instantly. One by one, heroes and villains fell. Kingpin was executed in his office. Dr. Doom survived a magnetic bomb, so Frank took a more personal route and crushed Doom's skull with a hammer. In Doom's lab, Frank discovered the ultimate weapon, a nuclear warhead capable of wiping out all remaining heroes. The only obstacle, Magneto. He could stop any missile mid-air. So Frank played them against each other. Magneto and the X-Men were lured into a final standoff on the moon. Magneto looked around and asked, "Strange, I wasn't expecting an invitation to this final fight." Storm replied, "You picked the location. We just agreed to end this." Before they could question anything further, the missile struck. Every mutant on the moon, dead. No survivors, no sides, just silence. Days later, Wolverine mourned alone. From the shadows, a voice whispered, "Remember me?"